G'day, it's Brak here, and this is the first episode of 3 in how to incorporate walkers into your lists. Now, I'm going to be concentrating on 500 points this time, so it's coming up very soon. Please enjoy. Before I show you the lists, I want to just talk about some of the justifications of why I've done them. So this is the 500 point list. So that makes it great for combat patrol. So it's up to 500 points, and you get 3 command points. So it's a total power level of 50. Sorry, I'm reading the book here just to still things I haven't got in the noggin. So yeah, 500 points, great for combat patrol, and because of the type of game you'll be playing, the battle size is combat patrol, and so you can take the combat patrol detachment. So it's all a little bit of what's that word? It starts with S. Serendipity. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah, so, and a great little good for narratives. With the patrol detachment, it's going to cost you 2 command points, and you have to take at least 1 HQ and 1 troop choice. Now, you can take more. You can actually take up to 2 HQs or 3 troops, 2 elites, 2 fast attack, 2 heavy support, or 2 flyers. Up to that, and dedicated transport for each infantry unit that you take. If you fit, that's a lot to put in. There's only 500 points. Hidden benefits you get for taking a patrol detachment, and why I would always take a patrol detachment for a combat patrol game, is that you get your 2 command points back, because your warlord is going to be part of the detachment. Yeah, that's probably it. You'll probably see that I will probably spend up on command points to buff units than keeping them in. That's how I play usually. I like to just do that first up, because in the heat of the moment I might forget to spend command points, or just forget which one to actually use, and that's just a habit that I've fallen into. You might not want to do it. You might think that your units that you've got are beefed up enough as it is. I never do. I always can think that my boss can be stronger, and my cans can shoot better, or have or be a bit more protected. That's just the way that I think. And yeah, remember, it's your game. When looking at my lists, take it with a bit of a grain of salt. It might not fit your playstyle. They definitely fit my playstyle, but it might not fit yours. You might think of something else. If you see this, I don't like what I could do, I might put that instead. Let me know. I might have totally missed it, and you will have taught me something, and that's always a good thing. So let's go and have a look at list number 1. Alright, well, this is actually quite a bit of a silly list, or I don't know, fun list. Yeah, okay, so 500 points. There's 500 points here on the dot, and I thought I'd start with lists with the Morkanaut, because 1, I love the Morkanaut, and 2, this is the the silly lists. Really, for 500 points, combat patrol, you might, and you took this, you might be a little bit of that guy, or I don't know, or it just could be, it just could be a little bit of fun. You can have a little bit of a story with this. And look, I'll explain the list. Well, it's combat patrol, and so you've got the war boss, and there's good old Brak there, and he's kitted out with power claw and the combi rocket because he's Brak, and that's what I always take. And the attack swig there. Your troop choices are 16 grots, and then more malicious. Being combat patrol game, you're going to get 3 CPs to start with. So really, I'd spend what you could. And since basically there's not much you could do here, I would definitely give him, right? I'd make him to kill a boss, so I'd use that stratagem out of a Saga of the Beast, and I would also probably spend a stratagem to get custom job and sparkly bits, because it'll make him shoot faster. Now, detachment wise, you could actually make this a cheeky Zogger detachment, and that way you'll give the grots a 6-up invo. Everything else will have invo because the war boss gets a 4+ as the biggest boss, and old Stompy's got a 5+ anyway. It's not Stompy. More Malicious 668. That's him. Could be fun to do. And that way, what you could do too, you could play around with some points. If you could make yourself a grot leader, and give him a claw or something, and then he could be your boss, and he could be the biggest boss. It won't matter. So you could actually make it look like a little grot army, and then you can just tell the story and say that Morkalicious is actually being controlled by the grots. Give them some grot riggers, even though they're not really useful in the game. They're not at this moment. And you could also take the boy out in the shooter, who's firing those big shooters, and put a grot in. And then that could be your little grot rebellion army. That'd be fun. Actually, I think I might make it. I might do that. Just insert that boy out and put another thing in. Let's have a look. Yeah, I reckon I could take him out. Fix him out, and put a little grot in there, and then I could actually swap it around from time to time. And we've got a little grot there. Yeah, that's what I am going to do with this list. Cheeky Zoggers. I'll get rid of Brak and make a war boss. I'll do a grot war boss somehow, or just leave Brak in till the time being. It's a 500 point list, and you're not going to be going to this is mainly friendly tournaments, friendly games. I can't really see tournaments happening too much at the 500 point, although your local store might do one, or you might do one. You might have some friends around. Yeah. Okay. Now, there is another list that I could fit with the Morkanaut, and it's going to be coming up pretty soon. Okay, and yes, it's almost the same, a little bit different. All I've done, I have replaced the 16 grots with 10 boys. Well, there's a little knob there. you could. He's got 2 shooters because that's the one I could find in the deathskulls colours. I definitely go with slugger chopper, even though two sluggers might be fun. So yeah, basically the same thing. If you made it deathskulls, they get 6 butters invo plus all the other little things, and I probably would give this deathskulls. I'd make this deathskulls mainly because of the rerolls, and it also gives good old Brak there Zogoff its mine, so he becomes objective secured. So probably a stronger list than the Gretchen list, especially with deathskulls. I think the deathskulls rule set is probably a little bit stronger than the cheeky Zoggers, and sparkly bits and sparkly bits for more malicious 668, and definitely the biggest boss. I really can't see me doing anything else with a war boss at this moment. Warlord trait, I don't know. I really don't know. Probably the Mitres right. Give him that bit of extra strength. Well, here we go, lads. We'll make him a bit more stronger. Especially when it comes to keeping the boys in line, because the boys are going to fall apart really, really quickly. I think that's probably all I can say with this list. So Morkanaut, you've got 2 basically lists. This one, our all 16 Gretchen. I think this one is probably the more strongest. Alright, now on to the Death Dread lists. Now, this is probably the best one I could find to fit 3 of the Dreads in. Only because, they're the 3 Dreads I have, and I like each one for various different reasons. There's a lot of versatility there, depending on what you're going to come up against. So this probably would do reasonably well. So for the HQ, you've got Drake the Mech there. Now he's got the custom force field, so if you could put him and the boys in behind the Dreads, you could use them like a bit of a killer can type thing. That's probably one way of doing it. Remember, they're reasonably small boards, or I'm not quite sure paying for the teleporter is a good use of CP here. If I was to spend CP, I would definitely be making the Dreads sparkly bits, so they've got that extra hit, so they'd be hitting on 4s or not 5s, so that makes those rockets and those custom mega blasters really well. Give him the biggest mech, probably. The biggest, that's not the name of it. There is a stratagem in the Saga of the Beast book which I can't think of, but the name's going to come across the screen any moment now, and I would use that to make him a little bit stronger. A lot of people say not to use him, but I think they might talk because there are better stratagems you can use. However, I think when they're talking about that, they've got 2,000 point games in mind, and that'd be right, but for a shorter game, give him a bit of boost. That'd be great. And 10 boys. This time, a knob with power claw, and they're all fitted out. There's tank buster bomb for a bit of versatility and the big shooter. So yeah, you can just use the dreads for the shock, and have the mech be supported by the boys and give them a little bit of a extra 5-up. Info save maybe. What this could do well as a Bad Moons list, it may even do well as Evil Sons. However, you might want to get rid of the get rid of sparkly bits and put in orkimatic pistons instead. You may want to do that. Or you could make a unit of 2, make the shooty boy, the 2 shooting dreads, separate the Scorcher from the rocket and the blaster, 2 separate units. Give the longer ranged the sparkly bits, and then give the other one, good old yellow one there, although the one with the flamer, give him orkimatic pistons so he can get into the fray quicker. That's probably what I'd do if I was going. I don't know, I'm not an Evil Sons player, but that's probably how I could make the best of that. Yeah, really, I'm going Deathskulls because I like Deathskulls, and I'm always a fan of having making extra infantry, being able to secure those objectives. Now, you could play around with this a little bit. You could swap the mech out and play around with the points, swap the mech out, put a war boss in, and then either I think you could play around with some points. You might have to take away the big shooter depending on the points, or you could even put a for a cheaper HQ choice, put a weird boy in, and then that could give you some more boys to play with. That's probably about all you could do with this list. That's about all I could think of. So yeah, but we can do something a little different if we modify it a bit. So let's just see what's going to come up next. And here is what I've come up with, slightly more modified. So I've taken the Scorcher out and replaced with the War Boss. All the custom, I've made the Warlord, this guy, the Death Killer War Trike, and put in a truck with there's 10 boys in there, knob, power claw, all the trimmings. This might make for a good Evil Sons, especially if you give these guys orkimatic pistons and not sparkly bits. That would make it good for Evil Sons. It could work in Bad Moons, but I would definitely favour Deathskulls over Bad Moons. The whole idea, put the guys in the truck, give these guys a little bit of sporting fire, those sparkly bits that they can sort of cover fire, and he can go in the old Death Killer War Trike, can do some mayhem around the place and fix things up, and hopefully he survive. To give him better survivability, I might give him the cyborg body, so he'll have a 5 up, feel no pain. That'd be nice. It's a shame we can't really give him too much invo. I don't think we can. So, well, he'll have this if he is deathskulls, he'll have a 6+ invo, then a 5 up, feel no pain, which nothing to shrug at. The truck will have a 6 up invo, so protect the boys there for a while until you get them out when you need them. So you can't use any stratagems on them while they're in the truck, unfortunately. And yeah, I'd probably keep those three. Probably spend one, two of the command points, and yeah, look. Out of the two, I think I'd favour this. It gives me a bit more versatility. It's a shame I couldn't put all 3 Death Dreads in. As a combat control detachment, it also a little bit more thematic, I think. Yeah. Definitely favour this one as Deathskulls. That would be my choice. Okay, now on to the can lists. Now, you're only going to see rocket cans in the next couple of lists. Now, I did think long and hard about it. Scorches, really have to get up and close and personal. That might be fun. You could mix up a few. You could mix up the cans and take out some of the rockets, and then take out and then put in cans with scorches, or the Grotzuka. I still don't rate the Grotzukas. You're not going to see big shooters in my can list, mainly because I don't have them. So with these lists, just know that you could mix them up if you want. I only am going to show you rockets because I love rockets. I think they're a great versatile weapon. And there's 27 grots in there, so that's basically the list. With a HQ, I'll put the HQs in a little bit later, show you what you could do to make it a bit more versatile. Now, I would definitely, for this one, make it cheeky Zoggers. And you can get a war boss, you can proxy in a war boss, you can make your own, like I've said in previous lists. You can scratch build your own little Gretchen leader, make him a war boss. So let's just put the war boss in there at the moment. So yeah, let's pretend he's a grot, and that make a great cheeky Zogger. As is, you could change it around. No, not good. I'll talk about that. I've got a better list for that. Nothing going on. So yeah. I would be giving the cans, definitely giving the cans sparkly bits. Who wouldn't want to be hitting on 3s instead of 4s? That'd be great, wouldn't it? As a cheeky Zogger, they'll get rerolls and a 6-up invo. The Grots will get a 6-up invo, so they're safe. Yeah. The only other thing you could do to make it a little bit different is give him the mech. I wouldn't do the mech with a shock attack gun. To do that, you'd be taking out too many boys. But to make this a little bit better, two extra Gretchen, and that's 500 points. So, yeah, it's not it's sort of ideal. No, it depends. There is a school of thought that says that bringing a custom force field to a list which gets a 6-up invo is not really worth the extra points. If I went deathskulls, that way I'll be giving the grots an extra 5-up, and they'll be getting 5-up invo. If these close for the grots and the cans, but I wouldn't. Definitely the cheeky Zogger detachment I think is better here, but that way you're actually giving your boss a 4-up invo. I'd probably I might give him the cyborg body too to make him a little bit more survivability. So he can have a 5-up invo and a 5-up shrug. That'd be great, wouldn't it? Yeah, that's definitely what I do. So here is my cheeky Zogger list. I hope you like it. Now here's a list which I think could be fun and do well. So you've got the war boss there, and you've got 3 rocket cans, the Death Dread with the rockets, and you've got 10 boys. Now, just for fun, you could get rid of the big shooter and put in a rocket, but if you do that, you'd probably have to get rid of the power claw. Maybe give him a big chopper, or just have a chopper. That's what I do. Why, you ask? Why would I do such a thing? So you could actually take the Boom Boys Specialist Mob. Now, this would be fantastic, because what the Boom Boys do, it improves the strength and armor penetration characteristics of rocket and stick bomb weapons. Although not many stick bomb weapons, you've got a couple there, but you've all got rockets, which strength 9, AP 3. Hang on. So what it will do? Let's have a look. Consult the rulebook. It would be a strength 9 AP 3 weapon, which I think is great. If there's one thing that orcs need, and that is strength 9 weapons, it would just make things a lot easier. We don't have too many. I can't recall of any off the top of my head. So definitely Boom Boys, same thing. Maybe you could give the killer cans the sparkly bits. Yeah. To even out the firing a lot better, I would forego the cans having the sparkly bits. You probably could give them more chromatic pistons. No. Give the Death Dread the the sparkly bits, and then you would, the other custom job you would probably give here is the dirty gubbins on the killer cans. When resolving attack made with a ranged weapon against this unit, subtract 1 from the hit list. So that gives the killer cans a little bit more survivability there, and also making sure the Death Dread is a little bit better at shooting. That's probably what, that's definitely what I'd do. If I was to make this Deathskulls, it'd be my second choice. It'd only be my second choice because you don't really get any extra for the killer cans there. You'd probably want to give them the dirty gubbins just to make them last a little bit longer, although they wouldn't. You could put a mech in there, but no, I think this is the best one. You could put a mech in there, or what you could do, you could swap out, get rid of old Brak, put in this, and make so playing around with the points here a bit. I don't like it. It doesn't fit my play style all that well. I'm a bit of a point and shoot sort of guy. You'd have to get up a bit faster. So I definitely probably giving these guys automatic pistons so they can get up close. Supporting fire from the Dread, and Deathkill Warstrike. That it might do. I think the other list is a bit stronger. But yeah, what do you think? Which one would you prefer? Well, there you go. That's 6 lists of walkers, combat patrol. So, what do you think? Which one is your best? Tell me. I'd really like to know. Would you improve any of those lists? I think my personal favourite is the one with the tank, the truck, and the Deathkill Warstrike. I think that's the one I do. I don't mind the Boomer. Mob, I thought that one was quite good as well. They've all got merits. The last Cheeky Zogger list with all the cans, that'd be fantastic. But yeah, which one do you like? Go below. Please put down in the comments. I would really love to know. And remember, if you are going crumping, you gotta bash early and bash often. Did you like that video? Then please, by all means, like, share, and if you haven't done so, subscribe and hit that notification button so you don't miss out on any future videos. You could also help me out financially by going over to Patreon, making a small donation. This will help with my ongoing costs. But if you don't want to commit, you can always buy me a coffee. The links are in the description below.